As we continue with our features on women locally, regionally, and internationally in observance of Women's Month, today we zero in on Judy McCutcheon, a seasoned management consultant who has been in the business for 7 years. As the founder of Go Blue Consulting, she has helped numerous businesses improve their human resource strategies for greater engagement and productivity. Her expertise lies in a range of human resource services, including job fit assessments, job evaluations, human resource audits, organizational redesign, training and development, and employee surveys and analysis. In addition to her work with businesses, she is also passionate about helping Caribbean women in leadership. Her approach is centered on leading from a trauma-informed position. She firmly believes that unhealed trauma can contribute to workplace toxicity and affect one's ability to lead effectively. By focusing on the pillars of money, safety, wholeness, connection, and growth, she helps women become better leaders in the workplace, in their personal lives, and in their relationships.
First, can you tell me, who is Judy?
Thank you, Iva, and thank you for having me on your program. I am the founder and CEO of Go Blue Consulting, and it's a Caribbean management consulting firm. And one of the things I focus on is helping Caribbean women in leadership positions to become the type of leaders who work to empower the next generation of female leaders. I'm also a mother and a wife.
How have you been able to balance, those three caps: a businesswoman, a mother, and a wife?
I've been able to juggle these three roles with great support from my family. My girls are teenagers, so they support me in what I do, as well as I get help and support from my husband. I also have a community, and community for me is really important because they are the people who you can call on, who you can rely on, who push you and who help you when you need that help.
Now, you talk about community, you talk about support. How important is it for women to support each other and for them to get the kind of support they need to not only improve their businesses, but improve themselves?
It is extremely important that women help advance other women through the agency of women. We need to be able to support each other. When we get to a particular position, we have to look back and pull up. We have to mentor, we have to coach, because that is how we empower the next generation of female leaders to move forward. We can't get to that position and close off. There'll be no continuity. So we need to be able to look back, pull the other person up, lend that support to help them to get to the point where they want to get to.
Now, one of the things I know that you are passionate about is helping Caribbean women. Could you speak about, where this has come from?
While I have been great strides in women moving forward and taking up leadership roles in different sectors and industries, we still have a long way to go. And I want Caribbean women to know that they're capable and they have the skills and ability to lead and to lead effectively. One thing is that women tend to be less confident and therefore are more inclined to shy away from leadership opportunities. And I want Caribbean women to become confident and secure in who they are so they can lead confidently and boldly.
Now, still on, women in the Caribbean, you were born in Trinidad, you lived in Belize, and you now live in Grenada. You have also traveled the region. You did work in Guyana already. What are some of the challenges you see women face in the Caribbean in relation to leadership? And what is your opinion? What, in your opinion, you believe need to change?
This is quite an interesting question, Ivor, because what I have seen, a lot of the struggles that Caribbean women in leadership encounter are internal. And I say this because from what I've seen is that they carry feelings of self-doubt in who they are and their abilities to lead effectively. You know, a lot of us have grown up in homes with gender roles. And so what we do is that we keep ourselves attached to those roles, and that is another impediment to our progress, because we are so much more than those labels that are assigned to us. Certainly there are external circumstances in the workplace, such as gender bias, that have stymied our progress. But when women come up against these barriers, they really push back because of some internal feelings of inadequacy. They fear being labeled as aggressive or unfriendly. And when we put all of these pieces together, they help to contribute to the struggles women face in getting into leadership positions.
Why do you think companies should employ more women?
There are several factors here, but I want to highlight 4. 1, the positive effect it has on a company's profitability. A McKinsey and Company study found that companies with more gender diverse leadership increase their profitability by 21%. 2, women are less competitive. Therefore, companies benefit from their more collaborative approach to situations and to problem solving. 3, women in leadership positions also serve as role models for other women. And most importantly, 4, is that women in leadership positions can help to advance the pay gap inequity that exists by being able to influence policies that bring about the change that is so needed.
What would you say Caribbean women like yourselves bring to the table in leadership spaces?
Well, for one thing, we're smart. We are creative and very innovative in the way in which we approach situations and problem solving. We look at it from all angles because there's always a solution. We are more collaborative, we are committed, and we're dedicated to the success of that organization. We're empathetic, we're open, and we are very willing to mentor the next generation of female leaders.
How, if I can ask you for your top 5 tips to women in relation to embracing or preparing to embrace leadership positions, what would you say?
Take advantage of mentorship. Seek out other leaders who are willing to mentor and sponsor you. Look for and take advantage of all training opportunities in your field. Apply for that promotion even if you think that you are not ready. Network and form the right connections inside and outside of your organization. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Nobody advances on their strength alone. Work with a coach to help you on your leadership journey. This last one is really important because we tend to think that we need to do things by ourselves, and that certainly is not true. You know, we need the help of others. Again, we need that community to help us to rise.
Now, for young women in the Caribbean, I know that it would seem that we are at a point where there are lots of opportunities. Yes, many of us would have capitalized on a number of those opportunities, but still, we seem unable to rise to where the men are. What would you say to young women particularly?
My advice to young women would be to do not be afraid. Yes, there are barriers, but we can overcome those barriers. We have made great strides. Do not be afraid. Just keep going. Ask for what you need. That is really, really important, because one of the things that we do is that we remain silent. We have to ask for what we need. There is a saying that closed mouths don't get fed. Speak up. Ask for what you need. Ask for the help that you need so that you can really get to where you want to go. And do not let your current position be a defining factor for you going forward. Many of us, this is the Caribbean, a lot of us have grown up in poor situations, and we have crossed that and we keep going. So my advice to you is, don't let your current situation define you. Where you are is no identifier. It's not a marker for where you can end up.
My next question, for persons who may be viewing this piece and they want to contact you, how can they do that?
All right, so they can do so via my website at goblueconsulting.com, or I am on LinkedIn as Judy McCutcheon. So it's Judy, and my surname is spelled McCutcheon.
Ms. McCutcheon, thank you very much for speaking with me. And I know that, this piece will be very informative, and I hope that, my listeners and viewers will take advantage, of the opportunity to contact you and work with you. I know that you have a lot to offer.
Thank you very much, Iva. It has been my pleasure to chat with you today.